WINS, WINS-FM, and HD1 New York.
Always live on the free Odyssey app.
More people get their news from 1010 Wins than from any other radio station in the nation. Walter Geis is at the editor's desk.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM, New York.
Good morning. 40 degrees, mostly clear skies at 2 o'clock on this Friday, March 20th. I'm Monique Coppola, and here's what's happening. One person dead, several others injured after police say a speeding driver hit cyclists, pedestrians, and parked vehicles on 125th Street in Harlem.
I was panicked. I was in shock. It's like I saw everything in slow motion.
Mayor Mamdani signs an executive order creating the city's first ever Office of Community Safety. Taylor Frankie Paul speaking out after ABC pulled the plug on this season's Bachelorette. President Trump answers questions at the White House about sending more troops to the Middle East, while Benjamin Netanyahu denies Israel convinced Trump to go to war with Iran. A Long Island woman thanks the doctors who saved her life after she went into cardiac arrest 29 years after her mom died of a heart attack. In sports, the Rangers and Islanders both lose. AccuWeather says partly cloudy this morning. Temps holding steady in the mid-30s. As we head throughout the morning, later today, early sun giving way to some clouds. We've got a high of 56 in the city. Winds news time 2:01. Let's get you where you need to go. Here's Jeff Jensen.
Construction slowdowns in the Bronx. You got it on the Deegan both ways near 138th Street, especially busy in the northbound direction at this moment. And then you have very slow traffic trying to get over to the George Washington Bridge. The westbound delays in the Cross Bronx start right around 3rd Avenue, and that'll take you about half an hour to get to the bridge. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The reason it's so busy, the upper level has construction. Only the right lane is open, and the lower is doing well, but you have to get there, of course. Inbound, you're okay. The Lincoln and Holland are moving along nicely. The outer bridge has work going on. And what's going on there is you've got work both ways, so try the Gothels instead. And just getting rid of an accident. I'm trying to see if it's on the upper or lower level of the Verrazano. It looks like it's on the upper level, pretty jammed up there coming off the Gowanus Expressway. Try to get to the lower level, which is closed, Brooklyn bound, but open to going to Staten Island. And the heavy traffic in Brooklyn on the outbound Gowanus with only the left lane getting by as you approach 39th Street. Here's what we see on Long Island's Big Three. Westbound work on the LIE by South Oyster Bay Road. A couple of lanes are out there by exit 43. Take the Northern State. Southern is good. No troubles there. Jeff Jensen, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
A chaotic scene in Harlem. Police say one person is dead, 4 others injured after the driver of a red Hyundai Tucson was speeding on 125th Street and Frederick Douglass Boulevard at about 8 p.m. The 49-year-old driver crashed into vehicles and people, sending 2 delivery workers flying off their bikes, killing one, critically injuring the other. The driver hit an unoccupied parked police vehicle, also a tractor trailer. A French-speaking witness spoke through a translator to reporters at the scene.
It seems like the person lost control of the car. He was coming from 8th Avenue going this way, and he hit the 2 delivery guys and then just went across. He thinks he was maybe under the influence, maybe drunk or something else.
3 others injured were inside vehicles that were hit by the speeding driver, who is in police custody. Charges are pending. Mayor Mamdani signs an executive order creating the first ever Office of Community Safety.
Mayor Mamdani's campaign promise began with the creation of a deputy mayor's role.
The first major step towards building the Department of Community Safety.
This is not the agency, he vowed, would look to an alternative response to 911 calls for those in mental health distress. But his honor's executive order gives Renita Francois purview.
It imbues our deputy mayor with the policy-making expertise and power to ensure that Be Heard is actually living up to the spirit of its intention.
Be Heard was an alternative mental health pilot program. Juliette Papa, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
The mayor initially envisioned a $1 billion per year agency that would dispatch civilian workers instead of police in non-criminal emergencies. The mayor says officers have to handle 200,000 mental health calls a year. This pared-down proposal will launch with 2 staff members and a few immediate plans to shift the city's approach to 911 calls. This is unprecedented. ABC will not air the upcoming season of Bachelorette, starring Taylor Frankie Paul, just 3 days before it was set to premiere. Reason for the cancellation? ABC says a newly released video appears to show the Mormon wives star punching, kicking, and throwing chairs at her former partner. as her young daughter watched and cried. Here she is discussing the situation on GMA with Laura Spencer, who asked Paul about season 5's filming of her other reality show, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. That's been paused.
It's hard to say now, Ray, just because of, everything going on. It's hard to see past this, I'm not going to lie. In this moment, it's just so heavy. And when your life is broadcasted out there in these headlines, it's like the end of the world. That's what it feels like. I'm not going to lie. But I will say I've been here before, and I got through it, and, shared my story, my light, so I'm hoping that I can do that again.
Yeah.
Paul was arrested in 2023 and charged with aggravated assault and other offenses, including domestic violence in the presence of a child. She pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor assault charge. The other counts were dismissed. Republican Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullins is one step closer to being confirmed as President Trump's next Homeland Security Secretary after an 8-7 vote Thursday by the Senate committee. That vote coming after a contentious hearing on Wednesday. The vote included one no from the Republican chairman, Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky, and a yes from Democratic Senator John Fetterman of Pennsylvania. It's now on to the full Senate for a vote, which could act to confirm Mullins next week. To America's war now in the Middle East. During an Oval Office meeting at the White House, President Trump was asked by Japan's prime minister if he intends to put more American troops in the region. He responded by saying, quote, "No, I'm not putting troops anywhere. If I were, I certainly wouldn't tell you, but I'm not putting troops." Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu is refuting claims that Israel pressured the U.S. into starting a war with Iran.
Iran intensified attacks on Gulf oil and gas infrastructure in retaliation for an Israeli attack on a key Iranian gas field. This is Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
President Trump asked us to hold off on future attacks, and we're holding out.
We're independent, we get along great. It's coordinated, but on occasion he'll do something, and if I don't like it, and so we're not doing that anymore.
Brent crude oil briefly topped $119 per barrel. Traders are nixing bets the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates even once this year. Gas prices keep moving higher. John Johnson lives in Dallas.
Can't afford to fill this thing up. $20 might be my limit right now because I'm on a fixed income.
The Strait of Hormuz, a key access point for the global oil market, remains effectively blocked as Iran targets traffic through it. I'm Ed Donahue.
In New York and Connecticut, AAA says a gallon of regular today on average will run you $3.73. In New Jersey, $3.79. Sad news about an American college student who went missing in Spain.
Regional police in Catalonia, Spain, say they have found the body of James Gracie, a student at the University of Alabama who went missing while visiting friends on a spring break trip to Barcelona. He was found by police divers in the water off the beach, not far from where he was last seen outside a nightclub early Tuesday. Gracie's family in Elmhurst, Illinois, realized there was something wrong when they were contacted by police who had found his phone.
We thought it was a simple matter of he misplaced it, lost it, perhaps got pickpocketed. We still don't exactly know how that happened.
His aunt, Beth Marin O'Reilly, says James was a great kid.
A good Catholic boy from the Midwest, very good student, honors program at University of Alabama, chaplain in his fraternity.
O'Reilly says Gracie's father has been in Barcelona and is working with police. The family's asking for privacy, and the investigation into the cause of death continues. I'm Jennifer King.
How would you like to win a Picasso for about $100? We'll tell you about that, but first, let's get you where you need to go. Here's Jeff Jensen.
We're jamming into George this morning. The GWB construction work. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. That's upper level work causing that slowdown off the Cross Bronx. Down to about 30 minutes. You're getting there at a good time. It was over an hour. But the upper level has only the right lane open. That's the reason you're so slow. The lower is fine. Just getting there is the tough part. All the other approaches aren't that bad to the bridge. Inbound, you're good. The Lincoln and Holland move along pretty nicely. Very slow go to Queens using the RFK. They got work set up out of the Bronx, so try the Throgs Neck or the Whitestone if those are convenient. There is an accident on the westbound side of the BQE down by the Williamsburg Bridge. They said it was on the ramp to the bridge, but it looks like it's on the main line there. It is causing some slowdowns, and then you're okay for a while, but then you have more slow traffic on the outbound going. It's right there by approaching 39th and just past 39th. Only the left lane gets by with early morning work going on there. In Queens, I only see them one way on the LIE. Looks like it's westbound by the Clearview Expressway, and eastbound on the Grand Central. You're closed at the Cross Island Park where you're detoured off the highway. You get right back on. It's not that bad a ride, but you might want to stay with the LIE instead, which is doing well. See something on the roads? 844-JAM-1010 is our tip line. 844-526-1010. Tip us. Jeff Jensen, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
Let's get a check now of the AccuWeather forecast. Here's meteorologist LaTroy Thornton.
Nearly part of this Friday morning brings some clouds at times, with temperatures holding just about steady in the mid-30s around the city, but lows closer to 30 for the typical cold spots to the north and west, as well as across eastern Long Island. But that all leads to a warmer rest of today, with sun giving way to clouds as a breeze develops through the day on the way up to a high of 56 in Midtown. That leads to some rain for Friday night, especially through the evening hours, with the low only falling to 46, and a gradual warming trend continues right through the weekend with a mix of sun and clouds on Saturday and a high of 58. Watch for a couple of showers around late on Sunday and especially at night. Otherwise, plenty of clouds with a high of 64. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist LaTroy Thornton on New York's weather station 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
40 degrees right now, mostly clear in Midtown. A Picasso could be yours for under $150. A rare painting by Pablo Picasso. It's called Tête de Femme. It's part of a global charity raffle where Perry Cochon is the founder of the organization called One Picasso for 100 euros. She says this honors the artist's legacy of philanthropy.
He used to help people, and he used to help good causes, and we are trying to do the same now by using his name and his work.
The portrait, donated by an anonymous private collector, created in 1941, depicts Dora Maar, one of the artist's most famous companions and muses, and is valued at more than $1 million. Tickets are 110 euros. That's about 115 American dollars today. All proceeds from the raffle will support scientific research into Alzheimer's. The lucky winner will be drawn live on April 14th at Christie's in Paris. So far, over 120,000 raffle tickets have been sold worldwide.
It's back near the wall. It's gone! It's gone! Francisco Lindor! He may have just outdone himself! He has hit a grand slam!
Sports broadcaster Howie Rose, who's been associated with the New York Mets in one form or another since 1987, announcing this year will be his last season behind the microphone at Citi Field.
I just thought about, can I do this again next year? Like, can I go through another winter in Florida getting ready for another season? And I just came to the conclusion that, no, that's it. I'll be 73 when I retire next year, and to me, that's enough.
Rose is set to put in the books after calling home games, the full Subway Series, and any and all postseason games the Mets make in 2026. Though he's called thousands of Mets games on TV and the radio, Rangers fans will always remember this.
Keesoff for the Devils, plays it cross ice into the far corner. Neto swoops in to intercept. Neto behind the net, swings it in front. He scores! Neto! Stefan Neto! And the Rangers have one more hell of a time, baby! But it's not Vancouver! The Rangers are headed to the final!
Some Devils fans might recall it too, the Game 7 winning goal sending the Rangers to the Stanley Cup final. Well, you knew this was coming.
Your food is here. Just look up in the sky. People living in Greenbrook, New Jersey will be able to order their food from the local Wonder location via drone. It's a 3-month pilot program only for people who live within 2.5 miles of the Wonder, and it won't cost you a thing. They say it's all safe, with flight crews making sure the food is packaged correctly. And so far, the drone deliveries are being completed in about 4 minutes. This is the first food delivery service via drone in the Northeast. Mac Rosenberg, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
A 47-year-old Long Island woman is thanking the hospital staff who saved her life.
Carrie Richards says she knew something was wrong, and on the anniversary of her mother's death from a heart attack, the 47-year-old says she had to go to South Shore University Hospital in Bayshore because she was having chest pains and shortness of breath. She was in cardiac arrest.
I went up to the desk, I said I have chest pains, and I was in there.
She says doctors saw her immediately and they had to restart her heart 3 times. She thinks of her mother.
Can't help now think that she's not looking out for you.
As part of the Thank a Lifesaver program, she thanked the hospital staff who saved her life. Sophia Hall, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM on Long Island.
Chuck Norris is in the hospital with a mystery medical emergency.
Chuck Norris, known for that lightning-spinning back heel kick, just turned 86 on March 10th and posted a video of himself sparring on social media.
I don't age. I level up.
Norris is also famous for his deadpan glare, which is legendary. In the movie Expendables 2,
You're the one people call a lone wolf?
I've been called that, but I have no. A friend of Norris says he was cracking jokes and in good spirits.
Allison Keyes reporting. From the culinary legacy of Arthur Avenue to the natural beauty of Van Cortlandt Park, we are New York's all news station.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning. 40 degrees, mostly clear skies at 2:20 on this Friday, March 20th. I'm Monique Coppola, and here's what's happening. One person dead, several others injured in Harlem. Police say a speeding car collided with cyclists and parked vehicles. Mayor Mamdani takes a first step in bringing his Office of Community Safety to the city. A celebration of sorts for a 21-year-old Bronx high school student released from ICE custody after 10 months. A big subway upgrade. The MTA says this will be the biggest in the agency's history. Was that really Shakira? Sony gets rid of over 100,000 deep fakes in sports. The Rangers and Islanders both lose. AccuWeather says partly cloudy this morning. Temps holding nearly steady in the mid-30s as we head throughout the morning hours. Later today, early sun giving way to some clouds. We get a high of 56 in the city. Winds news time 2:21. Let's get you where you need to go. Here's Jeff Jensen.
It's busy in Brooklyn. There's road work in the outbound Gowanus Expressway just past 39th, approaching the split for the Bell Parkway. Only the left lane is getting by there. Quite the slow go there, too. And before you get there, there's a little bit of road work going westbound by the Williamsburg Bridge. They just cleared the accident that was at that very same spot. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. It's jammed trying to get to the GWB outbound, Jersey bound. That's all because of road work on the upper level. Only the right lane gets by, probably about 20 minutes or so off the Cross Bronx at this point. Better from the Deegan, the west side, and also from the Harlem River Drive. No issues there. The Lincoln and Holland are okay. It's a slow ride to Queens using the RFK Bridge. Construction work right as you get onto the bridge. Whitestone and Throgs Neck are better. Here's what we see on Long Island's Big Three. No troubles, really. We're looking good on the LIE. Looks like they just took care of the work westbound by South Oyster Bay Road. The northern and southern move well. Jeff Jensen, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
A horrible scene in Harlem. Police say one person is dead, 4 others injured after the driver of a red Hyundai Tucson was speeding on 125th Street and Frederick Douglass Boulevard at about 8 last night. The 49-year-old driver crashed into vehicles and people, sending 2 delivery workers flying off their bikes, killing one and critically injuring another. The driver hit an unoccupied parked police vehicle and a tractor trailer. A French-speaking witness spoke through a translator to reporters at the scene.
It seems like the person lost control of the car. He was coming from 8th Avenue going this way, and he hit the 2 delivery guys and then just went across. He thinks he was maybe under the influence, maybe drunk or something else.
3 others injured were inside vehicles that were hit by the speeding driver. That driver is in police custody. Charges are pending this morning. Mayor Mamdani signs an executive order creating the first ever Office of Community Safety with a new position.
The new position, Deputy Mayor for Community Safety. Mayor Mamdani giving it broad purview over violence prevention.
To deploy effective evidence-based solutions that target the root causes of violence.
The mayor long advocated for an alternative to a police response to mental health crises. He wants this office to enhance the Be Heard program.
It is a way that has long been kneecapped